It is very pretty, but I would like to become solid now again, please.
Nope. There it goes. Okay.
Right, first of all, let's verify where we are.
So this looks like Farley's. I think you're right. This is absolutely Farley's. Yeah.
It is Farley's. Okay.
Yeah. But this is just the part of Farley's that was missing from underneath her house that we've put back.
This is Farley's secret room. Look at that.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Are these like development concept pictures, do you think?
Well,
like concept art from the game.
Oh yeah, could be. Yeah. And then they maybe reused it as art that Farley painted or something.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What the? Okay, someone has a robot fetish.
There's a number there.
2E. Could you please note this down? Actually, we'll take a photo of it as well. 2E.
Yeah,
or
it may be
it could be 26. But it is...
Yeah, maybe a distraction, but...
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
That's fine.
Back.
Can you turn the thing? Does it talk?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh. Interface failed.
It looks like the robot from Lost in Space.
Yeah, can't. Not really.
Danger, Will Robertson.
But it's
danger.
the same sort of style, yeah. So yeah, I couldn't turn the thing.
I'm not quite sure what that one's from.
Oh, I don't think these are from anything. These are. This reminds me a little of Codsworth. Just very vaguely. Yeah, I don't think these are designed after anything specific. I reckon this is relevant.
I don't know. Unless it's an Easter egg from an artifact left from another game, yeah. That we've not played through all the Myst games.
One of viewers, and I forgot whose, I'm very sorry, mentioned that the picture that we found in Farley's was a Becca reward.
Yeah. So maybe these things are too, with references to, because that is from Myst Riven.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
It was, I think it was right by the, where we end the game.
Oh.
I think.
I don't know. This looks like a harpoon to me.
Yeah, but I think we've seen a harpoon in one of the other in Riven. So I think they're probably references to other.
Yeah.
Maybe not the robots, but some of those other things might be references.
Oh, this is beautiful. It's a very nice. It's a very nice area she set up for herself. Let's have a look here.
There's a lot of books. I hope we don't have to read them all.
Alright, let's 1 second. We'll look at this. Yeah, so she does have paints, which seems weird, given that they can't really resupply themselves, right? Oh. What is this?
There is a turny thing on the right hand side of it if you want to see if it plays. Ah, pretty.
CF.
Yeah,
Farley?
Something Farley, yeah. I forget the first name now.
I do too, if we even knew it. But yeah, she's been hoarding treasures here. So maybe we can't trust her after all. I mean, she obviously set this up aside for herself. And she took all the pretty things. Whoops. Oh, look at that.
It's, yeah. In the old days, you used to get toys like that, and it would be powered by the candle. Just because of the airflow going over the candle would cause it to, not very fast, but it would propel a boat. It's a very old toy from
So
I don't know. I guess
this
it's
heats
the
up, and
50s.
then there are these wires that are cooled by the water.
Yeah, it's a really old. I think it's like 1950s kids toy. Like
What
it's a real
the
thing.
actual hell
like,
is this?
Well, that one's not. It's a virtual thing, but you know what I mean. I believe that it's a real based on a real toy. I don't know what that is. That's
Meerkat Samurai or something?
Yeah, Samurai Gopher.
Samurai Gopher it is, yeah.
It's a Saturday morning cartoon on Nickelodeon, possibly. Gopher Samurai.
It now is.
Yeah.
Gopher Samurai! Shall we tackle this book, dude?
Oh my god, did you just say go for samurai? That is the best. Anyway.
The villain. I can't find the words. It's such a foreign life cycle, or perhaps not. They launch themselves across the expanses of space, preserved for eons, until at last their technological arcs can home in and carry them to a new home. They have no connection with their predecessors, but in spite of this, perhaps because of this, they have amazing recollections of their history. The stories are epic, reaching back throughout the eons. Unlike many of us who were abducted, they were abducted as a whole. Their scoop moved on an entire facility that was about to be annihilated. I have come to believe that they are, perhaps more than any of us, have a deeper understanding of whatever this strange system is that we find ourselves in. I need to write this down. We buried G. Eon today. This place never really agreed with her. Kept to herself mostly, depressed and downcast. Anyway, I digress. I stayed after the brief words were spoken. I was the last to leave. I wandered to the dome, as I often do, and looked out at the undulating saurian weirdness. Saurian. Okay.
Saurian is
so
the
saurian
purple.
is the outside, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we should start doing like a diagram of worlds or something. Beyond the cell wall. Movement caught my eye. Now, on a very rare occasion, we've seen Mofang scrambling about in the distance, but there have been fewer and fewer sightings over the years. But before me was a tall, haggard Mofang running desperately, almost directly towards me from one of their distant structures. I still can't tell the gender, got closer and closer. I thought it would see me and stop, or turn around, or be curious about the strange dome in our world inside it. But it continued running quickly, almost directly to my position. I was frozen in place with curiosity, until my reflexes took over at the last moment, and I leapt out of the way. But rather than hit the dome and fall backwards or come through it to Hunrath, the dome flashed into familiar tone,
Yep.
and the Mofang vanished. I was stunned for a bit, but I retrieved my wits and stepped into the dome myself to quickly get to the other side. After getting through, I immediately turned around and saw the Mofang outside, on the other side of the dome, still running away from whatever it feared, but as if it had no sense of passing around the dome. As surprising as the event was, it did serve to settle a few things in my mind. I always wondered how no one on Earth noticed what had replaced this chunk of Arizona we have here. There we go.
Yeah, so
just as I was speculating about it.
Yeah.
I've got the vent. Again, there are those who argue with me. Got to vent. Oh, not the. Over and over, I demonstrate that in almost every case, whatever the process was that brought us here, it occurred at a pivotal moment. They tell their stories and they still can't admit that the abduction actually saved each of us. All of us. What is it in human nature that grasps so strongly to the past that we blame our saviors for stealing it from us? So, Dave, what was our crucial moment here? What were we saved from? Food poisoning?
Well,
from the barbecue? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, just one more vent before bed. If each of us was individually saved from something, then maybe all of us were cooperatively saved from something larger. Can really be sure what's left.
Everyone was stolen or abducted from different time frames.
Yeah. So, So whatever, if
her
theory
which
is
about
correct,
to say, yeah.
Now, and the arrivers come from various places and times. Sarah got here almost 15 years ago from the year 2055, and Uziel got here 2.5 years ago from 1942. What does that mean? Time here is shoveled and chaotic compared to Earth. What state is Earth in right now? When is Earth right now? Well, that's all relative now, isn't it? It's 3:50 a.m. and I feel compelled to journal this craziness. After spending most of yesterday meditating with the Arai, and then most of this evening discussing the nature of these worlds with CW, I had just a sip of famous Hunrath hooch and collapsed in my chair. Well, I just awoke from a dream. I'm not one who puts a lot of credibility in dreams, but maybe the Arai were able to move something in me to understand. Or possibly because of the intense discussion, my subconscious mind was triggered to be able to sort some logical connections. Maybe it was the hooch. The dream. I was tending a garden, an immense garden, and it wasn't for food or flowers. It was just about the health of the garden. I kept working and working to control it and contain it and make it healthier, but the garden seems to fight me at every turn. Oh, I had that feeling so many days of my life. And after what seemed like days of work, I finally gave up in frustration. Also know that feeling. And as I stood there, doing nothing, the garden flourished before my eyes, growing and spreading in every direction. Because I realized the system that the plants were based on was not about me shaping and controlling. The natural system of plants is healthier when they are out of control, when they are free to spread and intermingle and cross-pollinate and mutate. Now, from a human point of view, that may not provide what I want. I get smaller fruit and smaller flowers and untidiness, but from the point of view of the plants, they grow stronger and much more resilient and resistant.
I'm just going to say an aside. Do you know that in Yellowstone Park in the States, they've basically done all of this kind of stuff, tried to control each part of the natural cycle of the Yellowstone Park and different things, and everything they try and change just make things worse. And the only time it managed to recover back to like some of its former stuff is when they left it alone.
Okay.
And basically gave up. So I assume it's a reference to the Yellowstone Park thing.
Yeah. The more they are scattered, the higher the odds of surviving. And now that I contemplate, I realize that even the individual plants/seeds may not appreciate the benefit of what's happening. They are torn far from their origins, forced into situations that seem extreme, possibly even destroyed by these new environments. But for the seeds that survive, now that's where real growth, strength, and abundance comes from. It's so beautiful and terrifying. Beyond this beauty of it all is a system of structure that defies understanding. Okay, what if this is all a natural process? There are signs of something behind it all, but, well, hidden signs. So, well, if I look at all of this, the cell, the tree, the water, the seeds, the hub, the health, even the productions, well, there seems to be a ground system or plan. The plan doesn't take me into account. It is unemotionally intent on the health of something much bigger. That may hurt my feelings, but, well, what am I in the entire scheme of the universe? I've thought some thoughts about that as well, but I have no idea what, if anything, might have put this process into motion, but that is irrelevant. Tomorrow I will talk with CW. He could be swayed from his quote-unquote battery plan. And this is marked, so this is probably of some significance. More words. I really don't journal much. I come to...
Really? Yeah.
Really. Got me fooled. I came to write this down because I am distraught. Oop, never mind, there's a dot there. I came to write this down because I am distraught. As I contemplate the plan that I have set in motion, I realize that I have become the destroyer of worlds. I sat down to write, to seek some cathartic tranquillations, and I realized the last thing I journaled was some esoterically beautiful philosophy about letting this garden grow, not so reaffirming or calming. But nevertheless, here is my reasoning, because I must write this down. Oh, thank you for that. Simply, it's us or them. Complexity, if this is some kind of garden, and we are the plants or seeds or whatever, well, some of us have gotten together and decided that we're the better choice to survive, if the others have unilaterally decided that we all won't survive. I am more fit, damn it. Oh, she's a little bitch. Oh, excuse me. I really don't go for this us or them mentality. I don't appreciate that, but I guess Farley does. And then again, of course, I guess if it really comes down to it, if it's, you know, do I get to survive or someone else, then maybe I would do the same, but... this is not me. I want to be calm. It's not me. I want to be calm and garden or ungarden or growth or... What gives one species the right to destroy another species? Who gets to choose? Do I just lay down and die because the more aggressive species thinks they're better, more powerful? What brutal scale do I use to measure the good of some against the life of others? Does love ever destroy in order to help more survive? To help love itself to survive? Does that even make sense? Can I kill because I think it will bring about more love? Right.
World War II?
Yeah, I don't... That's surely... She's rationalizing now.
Possibly, but like, if there's a heinous crime, then you have to fight for what you believe in to... You know, as I say, World War II. Like, we all, you know, all of our countries fought against yours. We stopped the terrible things you were doing, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Needed to happen.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean, she's talking about exterminating someone here, right?
Did I just break the cardinal rule of don't mention the war?
No, it's fine. I don't give a shit. It's been 70 years, dude.
I know. I'm just playing. Carry on.
No, it's fine. I mean, the thing is, times have changed, right? But when I was younger, I got confronted with the whole Germany situation a lot more. Like, I remember one time I was on a train from somewhere Belgium to somewhere France. I met this old couple who had obviously been children in the war, and they were all chatty and pleasant and thought I was American. And then they asked, hey, where are you from? And I was like, yeah, I'm from Hamburg. And they're like, ugh, you know, they tensed up. But, I mean, they had been talking to me like for 45 minutes or an hour at that point. And obviously realized I was not some evil Nazi. And, you know, they just stayed chill after that. But you could really
I would argue that some things haven't changed. I mean, 70 years ago, you tried to take over Europe by force. 70 years on, you're now trying to take over Europe politically through economic.
Yeah, we just bought what we couldn't take by force. Yeah, I agree with that. And you know, that's the better way, I guess. But anyway, yeah. Just for the record, I'm not a fan of my government. Let's just put it that way. Okay. I don't really go for politics on my channel either, so. Please don't blow this out of proportions in the comments. Anyway,
yeah, we're just goofing off.
Enough now. What if I'm not evil? I'm not evil? What if I'm not evil? Freudian slip, if there ever was one.
Should I just take you in for war crimes right now before it even happens?
Well, this is Farley, so I'm putting words in her mouth, right?
Okay. The German is evil.
What if I'm not even capable of understanding the situation of hate versus love? Maybe I'm the hater. Do I generate this love delusion to help me maintain my sanity in light of the choices I've made? Well, so here's the thing. I don't believe in this whole hate versus love thing. Like, I mean, if there's a situation where someone decides, oh, humans must die, then that's not necessarily hate. It might just be, you know, like a struggle for survival. Like, imagine we have like 20 humans in this bubble, and there's 20 Mofang or whatever somewhere else, and they don't have water, and we do. And they will die if they don't take the water, but there's not enough water to say sustain 40 creatures. Then it's not got anything to do with hate, right? It's just pure survival, and that's gonna create some sort of conflict. Alright, my god, this is too much. If these are just my walls of delusion, then I choose to live within them. I am a seed scattered by the wind, but I will not simply be trampled. I will kick and scream and survive. May God have mercy on my soul.
Oh my god, I think she's singing Gloria Gaynor songs in her head as she's writing this.
Glory, glory, glory.
No, not that. Gloria Gaynor as in, I will survive.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically the national anthem for all women everywhere.
I was thinking more on the religious themes here.
Yeah.
So I'm not much for religion either. So anyway, to put it mildly.
the Germans.
Bunny rabbit! Oh, look at this! Oh, we should totally take this along. Oh, this is awesome. I love it.
It's a puppet show thing behind it.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, actually, you're right. There's space down there for humans, so this might be it's a bit low and a bit
small
small,
humans.
But yeah, I think this might be for that.
Children, probably.
Well, the puppet shows for children are usually played by adults, but I mean, this is obviously just, you know,
perhaps
scenery.
Anyway, we're distracted by ridiculous things.
Oh, do you know what this looks like?
A Myst book.
This looks like the Myst book. Alright, we're gonna open that in a second.
Okay, do you want me to read the next one?
Can't open it.
Or not? Cerberus. Oh, it's Beowulf.
Cerberus.
Okay.
It's BS Wolf.
Yeah, bullshit wolf.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's like the fake version.
Adventure in the Ages of Myst and Beyond.
Unwritten.
Oh, yeah.
It says unwritten at the top.
Books.
Does that mean, like, is this stuff that they were thinking of doing? Let's read the back of it. Come on, I want to know.
I can't. It's okay. Is it readable?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
From caverns miles beneath the New Mexico desert, the Dani ruled an empire. Isn't there a book for Myst? Is this the actual?
There are Myst books, but
book?
I don't know if one is called Unwritten.
Oh, okay.
It's probably is one. I mean, this looks too specific to be just a fake thing.
Yeah, the Dani ruled an empire that lasted 10 millennia. They wrote linking books that allowed them to span universes, ignoring the primitive humans that infested the surface. But the glory of Dani was brought low mere centuries ago, and their ages were left empty and abandoned until now. Called to the desert, we have found our way down to Dani. Its secrets are in our hands, and its future is ours to determine. The next chapter of Dani is unwritten. And then some adverts for Myst games. Yeah.
It is the Myst book. Look at this.
Cool.
Absolutely cool.
More concept art. That's the Arai.
Hope we do not meet these things. Cool.
Oh, who's those? Oh, there's something there, I think, that might be important. Oh my god.
You wanna tackle this?
Yeah, sure. Arai Larval Notes by Farley again. Takes about 3 to 5 days for a single array larvae to change colours after being moved to a new surface. Pulsing stops immediately upon removal from captor, induced by polyarchs. Cloning has been extremely easy, like potatoes easy. Organics: plant fibre, yellow; bone, light yellow; Orion crustment, green; metals: gold is pink; copper, red and orange; titanium, orange; silver, red; aluminium, red and orange. Technology: Mofang Tech, magenta; Villain extrusions, near white; stone, granite, captar, teal blue; sandstone, Hunrath, light blue; sourstone,
Yeah.
Mofang, deep purple; shale, moray, very light blue; polyarch pods, always purple. To do: I'm curious about the effect of combining various base surface. Still a bit odd experimenting with the life forms. The light they emit is handy, given our limited supply of diesel fuel.
So they're using the array as life forms. That is as lamps. That is a little cynical.
Yeah. So the colours that they glow represent something.
So it's just silver and gold, dude. We will be rich if we take this with us.
So so whatever they're on or sitting on represents the colour that.
Yeah, change the colour. Okay.
Wow, the detail of design for like. I bet if we see them out in the world, we'll see exactly that.
Yeah, I have noticed that they had different colors. I just didn't think too much of it or by it. Cool. You know what would be cool? If you could actually open this. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so we've done this thing.
So I think we're probably done here, and we have to go back to the other unexplored place. There is some things here that you wanted in Farley's house that you mentioned at the top of.
Well, someone mentioned that we missed. I have the notes there.
Blue notebook, apparently. Yeah. Which I'm not sure we did, but we can about to find out, I guess. So there's a blue notebook on the table on the here.
Oh yeah,
I think we did see this.
We
read that. That was all the rival books, and then there's this blue one. Let's see. Seed information. Oh, maybe we haven't seen this one.
We haven't. Okay. This doesn't sound.
We'll do a page each.
Okay.
How about that? All right. Ambassador seeds. Ambassador seeds were first documented about 150 Earth years ago. They occur about once every 400 days. If the tree remains healthy, natural seed swaps occur between pairs of seeds that we will now know drop simultaneously from healthy trees in paired spheres. When each seed was touched by a species in sphere, the swap occurred, sending an ambassador from each sphere to the paired sphere. Location of the swap is defined by the locations of the pairs of seeds. After the first swap, the seeds recharge quickly, allowing for a quick return. First meetings were intense but naturally short. It was quite a surprise for both the Mofang and us. Over time, the seeds required more time to recharge, producing longer visits between species.
Collector seeds. Everyone who arrives is familiar with the collector seeds. The bright light that we were all drawn to right before the event that brought us here is a collector seed. What new arrivals may not be aware of is that these seeds, like all seeds, come in pairs. When the tree drops a collector seed on the ground, it signals that its twin has begun its quest for a new being. That search may take hours or it may take years. When an appropriate situation, unnatural threat of death, is found, the seed activates and swaps a smaller but varying sized sphere from Earth or whatever appropriate homeworld here to Hunrath. As Honrath becomes more populated, we would watch for a newly dropped collector seed, collect it and place it in the entry canyon area. This allowed us to provide a more predictable entry experience for new arrivals and provide a single area to collect any resources that may have come along with a new arrival. Okay, that makes sense, of course, because you.
So the ambassador seed is what we saw in the other world, you know.
Yeah, these are the teleporters, I'm assuming, that we are using, and the collector seed is what brought us here. Unlike ambassador seeds and mother seeds, collector seeds do not seem to survive. The inner core is spent, leaving only the lifeless outer husk. Yeah, we've seen that. You know, the dead seed thing in the entrance canyon.
Okay, mother seeds, postulated but unverified, first suggested by Alima Hamza of some year. The notion of mother seeds extrapolates the behavior of the lesser seeds to a super seed. She posited that the process that actually created the paired spheres was similar to all other swaps, but on a much grander scale. The idea is that two seeds from a mother tree were scattered on the galactic winds to find appropriately small environments. When matches were found, some process was triggered that swapped large portions of landscape between vastly different worlds. Alima further noted that the tree's location in the center of the spheres suggested that the trees grew from these mother seeds. Because of the similarities, it has been conjectured that re-swapping the entire environmental spheres might be possible with a larger scale version of the ambassador seed machine.
And that seems to have been the last page.
Okay. So they're theorizing that there's a thing that is swapping the giant spheres, because we've got like mini spheres that we swap from different places, but we live in a giant. So.
Yeah, and that it is reversible theory. Yeah, so I was wrong. It's not actually the rail yard. It is
the tree area where the portals are, which is what I said before.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oops.
Cool. So let's go back to the Array world.
So the question is, do we want to do it with this, or do we want to see if we can circle around? Because now we have a sphere over there, which we don't
probably
know.
With
no, because,
probably with this.
Because no, because this was blocked off, right? So we don't know if maybe now there is. Let's see. We arrive from this side, so there may now be something else there. Also,
but we can
kind of don't know if it. I kind of want this open, maybe. I don't know.
Well, maybe, but I think that the locations that we want to visit next are near this seed swapping device. So
okay, yeah. So for convenience's sake,
yeah. And if we need to switch it the other way around for any particular reason, then we'll do the longer version later.
Yep.
But that makes more sense to me, at least.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. We could have probably moved around the other way again, but that's a lot of walking. Yeah. I'm old, and I don't even have my walking stick.